All right, let's talk about the honey badger. You know this animal. For what feels like forever, it's been the internet's poster child for just pure, unfiltered toughness. It's basically a walking meme of absolute defiance.
We've all seen the videos, right? We've all heard the stories. This relatively small animal that just seems to stare down lions, kick up dust with ostriches, and take on pretty much anything that crosses its path. The legend is, well, it's huge.
But here's what I want to know. Is it really just about being fearless? I mean, is it just an attitude, or is there something else going on here? Like a whole suite of incredible evolutionary superpowers that back up the swagger? Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to peel back that tough guy myth and really dig into the science.
Okay, so first things first, you have to give the legend its due. You just can't talk about the honey badger without acknowledging its almost mythical reputation for being, well, for being ridiculously hard to kill.
I mean, listen to this line from National Geographic. It says it all. This isn't just another animal in the savannah. It's become a true icon of resilience. But, and this is the important part, that reputation isn't built on nothing. It's built on a foundation of some seriously impressive biological hardware.
So, let's get into how that legend is actually built on biology. See, this toughness isn't just an attitude, it's actual armor. Evolution has basically outfitted the honey badger with a body that is, for all intents and purposes, a fortress on 4 legs.
And I love this line from one of our sources. Their skin is tougher to get through than a 5-year-old's dance recital, which is just hilarious. But honestly, that's only the very beginning of its insane defensive toolkit.
Okay, let's break this down because it's wild. The skin? It's thick enough to take bee stings, porcupine quills, you name it. But get this, it's also incredibly loose. That means if a lion grabs it by the scruff, the honey badger can literally turn around inside its own skin and bite the lion in the face. It's unbelievable. Add to that these powerful jaws, claws that are like razors, a chemical weapon that works like a skunk's, and even the ability to play dead, and you've got an animal that is just a nightmare for any predator.
But you know, of all its defenses, there is one that really stands out. It's a genuine superpower, and it's the one that truly cements the legend. It's absolutely shocking resistance to some of the world's most lethal snake venom. Just think about this for a second. According to one study, a venomous snake makes up 1 out of every 4 of a honey badger's meals. 1 in 4. That is just an insane statistic. They don't just survive venomous bites by accident, they actively go out and hunt the very creatures that produce this deadly stuff. So, how on earth do they pull that off?
Well, the key is to understand the weapon they're up against. The main component in cobra venom is this stuff called alpha neurotoxin. Think of it like a key. Its whole job is to find a very specific lock on the surface of muscle cells. Once it plugs in, it shuts everything down, causing paralysis. For pretty much any other animal, that's game over.
And this slide right here shows the honey badger's absolutely brilliant solution. Through something called convergent evolution, which just means it developed this trick all on its own, separate from other animals like the mongoose, the honey badger has changed the shape of its locks. The receptors on its muscle cells have mutated. So now the venom key just doesn't fit anymore. It can't bind. The toxin just washes right through its system, having no effect. It's literally a molecular cheat code against death.
Okay, so it's a walking suit of armor, and it's basically venom-proof. You might be thinking it's just a brute, a simple walking tank. But that's where this story gets really fascinating, because this animal isn't just tough, it is incredibly, shockingly smart.
Yeah, there's this common myth out there that honey badgers just get by on brute force and, being too dumb to know when to quit. But as researchers are finding out, the absolute opposite is true. They are actually sophisticated, high-level problem solvers.
So scientists tested this with experiments like this puzzle box. They set up these escalating challenges. First, the badgers had to figure out how to work a simple latch, something they would never, ever encounter in the wild. No problem, they did it. Then, the scientists changed the rules. Now they had to pull a string, which tests how adaptable they are. They did that too. And then, for the final test, the box was hung out of reach, and they had to figure out to move a crate over and use it as a step to get up. That is tool use. That puts them in an elite class of intelligent animals, right up there with chimpanzees and elephants.
So we've got the armor, we've got the venom resistance, and we have the brains. But what ties it all together? How do all these amazing traits actually help us survive out in the real world? Well, the answer comes down to its dinner plate.
See, all of those tools, the claws for digging up burrows, the toughness for taking on dangerous prey, the intelligence for finding totally new food sources, it all serves one ultimate purpose: to let the honey badger eat literally anything it can get its paws on. It is the ultimate opportunist.
And this data from a study in the Kalahari Desert just shows their incredible adaptation perfectly. Just look at this dramatic shift. In the hot, wet season, when big reptiles are all over the place, they make up nearly 60% of their diet. But then, in the cold, dry season, the reptiles disappear. So what happens? Their reptile diet plummets, and small mammals become the main course, jumping from less than 4% all the way up to almost 40%. That right there is adaptation in action.
And this chart just drives the point home. It shows a direct link. As the number of available small mammals goes up, so does the amount the honey badger eats them. It's so simple, but so effective. They don't specialize, they don't get picky, they just switch to whatever is most abundant. And that flexibility, that's the real key to their survival.
So, when you put it all together, you realize the real superpower of the honey badger isn't just one single thing. It's not some vague idea of fearlessness. It's this incredible combination of everything: the physical defense, the biochemical immunity, the high-level intelligence to innovate, and the ecological flexibility to eat anything, anywhere, anytime.
So in the end, yeah, the honey badger doesn't care. But it's not because it's reckless or dumb. It's because millions of years of evolution have given it the perfect toolkit to be supremely and justifiably confident. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing superpowers are hiding out there in the animal kingdom, just waiting for us to understand the science behind their legend?